segregate everything and produce like an humus, that is the compost, and we put it back to the soil. The difference with biodynamics, to keep the fertility, the difference with biodynamics is that you have to close the system, you know, the farm, like a living entity, like a closed system of production, minimizing the inputs inside the farm. So you have to organize the farm with keeping the fertility with the soil, with the things that are inside the farm. So you have to bring back animals to the place, to get the manure, to make the compost, to keep the fertility. That's very related with terroir character. You know, nowadays conventional farms is a high input system. Everything that the farms needs, you can bring it from outside, and you reach standards, you know, like nutrient standards, and all the vineyards at the end has the same scientific university standards of nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. Also in conventional farm, they change the pH of the soil sometimes. And so you alter the natural conditions. In biodynamics, you have to relate your production to the potential of the soil. You cannot change the conditions of the soil. We cannot bring high things inside, you know. So you have to keep the fertility with the things that you get inside, with our animals, you know. So we just bought a new property there where we have alfalfa, you know, to keep the pasture for our animals and not bring neither things from we wanted to have a closed system. That's also related with sustainability, you know, to learn how to produce without consuming things from other places. So that's related with the philosophy of biodynamics, but it's very related with quality also, with terroir expression, because at the end the result in biodynamics is very the grapes that come from this place represent the capacity and the characteristic of the place. It's not manipulated to reach standards, it's not homologate conditions. You know? And that's for me the more important thing in biodynamics.
How does water play into it?
Water, we pump it, because, from a well, and we use energy from outside, that's electricity. But
Can you touch on the calendar? The biodynamic calendar?
That's there, and that's the main thing and the first thing. There are two others. The other one is that we organize the work in the farm, seeing the cosmic rhythms, not just the sun, you know, that affect nature dramatically, you know, the winters and summers, you know, big effect in nature. But we also think there are more subtle kinds of energy that comes from the cosmos, like the moon movement, you know, that affect life, you know. And animals are organized very much with moon rhythms, you know, and also so we try to organize the work in the farm, seeing this calendar, and how also the moon moves through the constellations, also affect life for us. And so we have a cosmic or a, how you call it, astronomic calendar with the days that are more useful to work. So you have windows during where you are more, the impact is better. You are more like partnership with these rhythms, with nature. So it's like the fly fisher, you know, the fish. The fly fish goes to fish in early morning or late evening, never at the middays, because nature is more alive in the morning and in evenings. Plants also, if you come early in the morning, you see the plants, and then you come at noon, you know, it looks different, you know. So we try to use those things, and so we organize the farm with this cosmic calendar, and also all the preps are related with this, and it's about polarity, about the elements, you know, the earth and water are related to the earth force, and then we have air and fire that is related with the cosmic energy. Those are the polarities, and life goes through these polarities for us in anthroposophy and biodynamics. So during winter and spring, earth is dominating, you know, and that when we have a preparations, that's the third thing that we use. Some preparations that called the biodynamic preparations. Some are for the fields, like the horn manure, the 500 preparation, and the silica, that's quartz, that are opposite ones. The horn manure is related with the earth polarity, so the elements water and earth, and the silica is related with the cosmic polarity, you know, with the air and fire elements. So when we want, by example, to grow, to cell dividing, bud break, bigger, growth, vegetal growth. That is earth polarity and happens in winter, spring. And the horn manure is related for that. So we spray horn manure to the soil to enhance this growth. And when comes summer and autumn, cosmic polarity. The growth stops, and the plants start to reproduce, to put your clusters, and so that's cosmic polarity is related with quartz, and we spray that homeopathic doses of quartz to the plants, to enhance the reproduction system. So the blooming, the variation, the ripening. Those are, for us, cosmic forces that work there. And we use the quartz for that. So that's pretty much how it works. And then we have 6 herbs that we use for the compost, to enhance life in the compost. Those are yarrow, chamomile, stinging nettle, valerian, oak bark, and dandelion. Those 6 herbs we astralize, we said, or vitalize. We put like life energy in them. That's the more esoteric part of biodynamics in the rest of animals. Like the intestine of a cow, we put flowers of chamomile inside, and we bury it the whole winter from autumn equinox to spring equinox to enhance the life of those chamomile flowers. And then we put those chamomile flowers in the compost to enhance the vitality of the compost. Vitality in terms, for us, like life energy, what allowed us to be stand up, moving, talking, and we're not degrading, like when we die. So something goes out for us, and that's like vitality, and how in terms of agriculture, in the old days, the seeds rest for a lot of time. The seeds in the pyramids, for example, they found it 3,000 years, and they seed it, and they germinate. Like huge vitality. Nowadays, you go and you buy a seed, and you forget to seed it that day, that year, and you save it for 1 year, no growth. Okay. Very low vitality. You have to go again to buy new seeds. That's very low vitality, and that's the way we farm, because we separate kingdoms. That's the anthroposophic way of seeing life, that animal kingdom and life kingdom and vegetal kingdom live in symbiosis, and the gas level, nutrients, from the animals used by the plants, and we eat the plants, like food, to the reproduction system of the plant mostly, or different to breed it, Also, we think that in terms of energy, we need each other. I'm boring or no? No, that's okay.
Awesome.
That I'm going out of what I want to tell you, but I'm trying to explain biodynamics. So, because we separate now, we have farms without animals, so it's not close anymore, and there are animals like feedlots without plants, So there are no interaction about. It's like when you talk to a plant and the plant grows more beautifully because you love the plant, We believe in those crazy things, that we need each other, and so we try to have animals inside the farms, and or use these preps in rest of animals to bring back the energy of the life energy of the animals back to the fields. That's our ancient practices of rituals of agricultural communities in the very old days. How you say, the starting of agriculture in the human civilization, that Steiner, that was the creator of biodynamics, take it from those cultures. It's not something weird. The people used to do that. And if you see it in like a scientific way, those herbs enhance the activity of the microbials. The same thing that we have a big, the problems of digestion, we have a big meal, and you drink a tisane of chamomile or dandelion and enhance the microbials, and the digestion. Compost is a big digestion of microorganisms. So also these herbs enhance the activity of the microbials, and the composting is much better with more diversity of microbials. That's the idea of the 3 things: closed system of production, cosmic rhythms, and use these herbs, to enhance the compost and the vitality of the compost. That's what we do, And the other 2 things is to in organic farming is to enhance diversity in the fields, not as monoculture, because problems comes the way we farm. If you go to a how you say the virgin place where there are biodiversity, there are no problems, no pests. But when you have a monoculture, you give a lot of food to some insects and microorganisms that eat that food. They have food, they increase population, and they begin to be a pest. So when you have diversity, you have less problems. It's like cities, you know. A lot of people start to have the illness. And the second that we put is about health. If you gave good food to the plants, the plant is healthy. If you give bad food like excessive nitrogen to enhance growing or those things, the plant grows, produce a lot, pocket for the grower, but it started to be weak, and they came diseases to the plants. You know, so using compost, you don't have too much nitrogen, you don't increase too much your yields, but you have healthy plants. So that's the two main things in organics: is work at the level of the environment and also work at the level of the food. You know, the nutrition of the plants to keep them healthy and in production. That's what you will see here. So I will show you the compost. I was estaba hablando de biodinámico.